Hello, I'm Neil, and welcome to the show that delves into journeys of entrepreneurs, offering insightful business advice and engaging discussions. We bring you stories of innovation, resilience, and success, providing you with the tools and inspiration to navigate your own entrepreneurial path. Whether you're a seasoned business owner or just starting out, our conversations aim to inform, motivate, and empower you to achieve your business goals. Today, we're doing something a little bit different with this podcast. I'm here with Thanda Nguyen, owner and founder of Limehouse Restaurant and Limehouse Franchising. This is Thanda's podcast. I'm just the producer, but for this first episode, I'm going to ask Thanda the questions so you get to know her and we start down this path of learning her entrepreneurial journey and how she's going to be able to help you on yours. So Thanda, it's great to have you here today. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Well, thank you for having me here.
First off, why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself and your business?
Oh, my name is Thanda Nguyen. I came from a country called Burma. Now they call it Myanmar. I came to the United States when I was 21, and my entrepreneur journey started when I was 7. And I started helping out my grandmothers, and I started helping out my grandfather, and I started picking out the flowers and start selling it. That's how I started. And when I became US, I was 21 and have no clue what I'm expecting from this country. I am here today and running a Limehouse fast casual restaurant in Buffalo, New York, and I am growing our another location in this year in Amherst, and I am also currently running a Limehouse franchising company and looking for a franchisees.
We're going to jump back a little in time. You said you got started at 7 with your entrepreneurial story. So, was there like a pivotal moment that you think back to, and you're like, "This is when I knew I was on this path"?
When I was 7, I started picking out the flowers. My grandmother wake me up 5 in the morning before she go to the market. We have a very huge flowers, like we call it star flower at the back of the house. So we pick it up and I put it into the needle and make it like a string and give it to my grandma. And she sold it to the florist when she go to the market. And another business I did was I climbed onto my grandmother tamarind tree and I started picking out the tamarinds and selling it to local restaurant across the street of my grandmother's house. And I asked her, how often do you want my tamarinds? And she said, well, as much as you can get it. So I was so happy, and it doesn't stop me. I have like 3 trees, so that's my pocket money when I was young. So I think I started since I was 7, and I think I knew since then I can make money.
Fast forward a little bit. You got here to the States. Did you go into business for yourself right away, or was it something that you worked up to?
When I came to the United States, I was 21. Then I got married when I got here, and I became single mom and I got divorced. But before that, I go through with the very financial hardship, and I am in the situation like I had to sell my wedding ring because I couldn't produce my the breast milk for my son. He was infant at the time. He might be a week old, I believe. That is the moment I keep saying myself, I cannot be in that position again for any situation in my life. So I it's not even something that everyone expected. It's you just had a baby and you don't have money and you have no milk to feed your infant and you have nobody to call. You have no friends to that you can call for help. So that moment enlightened me. Again, I have to work hard and I have to have a better plan with the financial. So since then, I always keep in mind that I have to work hard and have a plan for emergency, have have a plan for finance.
Yeah, and I think that's you hit on something really important there, right? So the spirit that you could work through something that difficult is something that you were able to kind of move forward and use to build businesses and so on.
Um, I I did after that the first decision I made is I divorced my ex-husband and I became a single mom. Then I started helping in other businesses, and then I try to work as much as I can. Since then I work hard and start saving money. And then I think when my son is like a year old, I have opportunity to become a franchisee. So I started working in the local grocery chain and became a franchisee. So I was a franchisee in the grocery store for about 17 years. Yeah, until 2018.
Excellent. So the you now do some franchising for you're franchising your own restaurant. Is that where you kind of learned, I guess, the ropes for that? You have actually run a franchise yourself, so did that, I guess, make that an obvious next step after you started the restaurant?
Yes and no. I was when I was in franchisee, I was happy. I enjoy my life every day. And then I move on to open a restaurant in Amherst. And when you open a restaurant or another business, you're so excited and you thought you're gonna running as a successful restaurant again or business, but it wasn't that easy either. It was really hard. I also had to learn how to run a bar and a restaurant business, which I never run it before. And then we got hit with COVID, and that is the time I decided to open another location with a different concept. So the timing is really right for me when I stopped one location and reopen another location with a different concept. When I opened a location in Hamburg, I didn't have a plan to become a franchisor either, but after we opened a while, like a couple months, a lot of people came in and they saw all of our branded packaging and our operation. They think this is a franchise business, and I was like, no, I this is just my restaurant. That's when I got an idea to become a franchisor, and I start researching about it and then reach out to the advisors, and that's how Limehouse franchises become.
Excellent. Yeah, and I can see why they thought that. I was recently in the restaurant and saw a lot of the packaging, the restaurant itself, the decoration. It all feels very official, I'll say, right? Like it's all really well done. So I can see why they
Thank you.
they they went down that path. And so I guess when people are thinking this would be a great franchise, and you've already got some franchise experience, it seems like an obvious connection. But what pushed you over the edge? What made you go, "I'm going to do this"? I think franchising's a great way to go for this concept.
I was a franchisee before, so I know what is being a franchisee. And now when I become a franchisor, I know I can do better. I can train my franchisee how to run their operation efficiently. I can train my franchisee how to understand their books. I can train my franchisee how to make the money profit. At the end of the day, you want to make profit. You want to make your family secure. So I can give all of those by leading the franchisee. That's why I think I'm doing it. It's not just about open a restaurant, you're a success, and here's here's a system, you can do it by your own. I don't want that. I want to be in my franchisee life. I want to grow them. I want them to success. Their success is my success. That's how I feel, and I like to train people, and I really like to watch them grow. That's why I'm doing this.
That's great. You have been on both sides of the franchise, so who better to train up those new franchisees than yourself?
Yeah.
And it's great to hear that you want to help people with every level of business because I think that's a spot where sometimes a a product or a service or something can fill in the gaps for one specific piece of your business, but it's nice to know that you're giving support to every level of your franchisees' businesses. So, what challenges do you think that helps your franchisees overcome? You mentioned bookkeeping. Is there anything else that you think your specific setup really helps them grease the wheels through one of those muddy or sticky spots in business, we'll say?
I think the challenge for the franchisee will be they have to believe in the system, and everyone sometimes what people most of the people make mistakes is everybody think they're a superhero. Yes, they are, but there's also a reason for the success is following the system for us. I think if they believe in the system, if they keep being patient and learn, that's how I think we can work together as a franchisee and franchisor. Sometimes we all learn from each other. That I think that will be the most important thing for us.
Excellent. And you bring up that you have a system, which is important in a franchise, right? Is there any piece of your system that's unique to uh, Limehouse franchises?
Yeah, we have a really great training program. So we will going to be in-house training to our franchisee in the beginning, and then we will be training weekly by Zoom or whatever the franchisee might be, useful for at that time. So I'm thinking about regularly training weekly questions and answer. When I train them 3 weeks or 4 weeks at my location and give the operation manual book, I don't think they will get everything. I really like to be hands on, whatever questions they have. So weekly training, I think that is our unique program in our Limehouse.
I love it. So the last time, Thanda, I was in your current location, some of your family was there. Can you tell me a little bit about why family is important to your business and your business model?
Yeah, I used to work for my dad for a couple of years. That's how I learned how to make sushi and ramen. And currently, when we start open the restaurant, my whole family is with me too. My dad do all the sushi for the customers, and my mom and my sister are helping in the kitchen a lot. And my son is also now running as a chef at the restaurant. My boyfriend is running front of the house now, so the whole family is in the restaurant now. And when we are opening another location, we're gonna be splitting people and working for another business as well.
Excellent. And so, why do you think it's important to work with family? Are they the ultimate employees? Are they, is it just good to get everybody's input?
The reason we're all working together is we love each other, obviously. We like to see each other every day. And also, we work as a team. It's always about helping each other out. And it's not only that we're working as a family all the time, we have other employees working for us. And after a couple months later, they became our family, like our family members. So I think that's our culture. We like to work as a family. And, sometimes if you bring another employees in, when they treat you like a family, we see the difference, and they started changing and they helping us more. they became like part of us. So I think every business, if we treat our family like a family, and I think you can always count on them.
Yes. You mentioned that your father taught you how to make sushi and ramen. Do you want to talk a little bit about that? When did that happen? Was it in like a professional sense or, home cooking that you brought to a commercial space?
When we came to the United States, my father became a sushi franchisee first in their local grocery store in 2002. That was the year we came in here too. So when he started his business, I helped him out a little bit here and there, doing dishes, brooming, and start learning how to make sushi. And that's how I learned how to make sushi as well, and my sisters and my mom too. So he wants to make sure we learned everything from him. So he taught us everything: how to cut a sushi roll, how to cut fish, and he's still teaching us until today. So it's always like to learn from your own family member. My father background is before he came to the United States, he was in Japan and he was a sushi and ramen chef at the restaurant. That's when he learned how to make sushi and ramen.
Excellent. So, what do you think the greatest challenge has been with your current version of Limehouse or kind of moving in this franchise direction?
The greatest challenge is running a restaurant is different than becoming a franchisor. So running a restaurant is I'm in the operation every day. I am making food and I am running the operation. I am front of the house person. I can be a chef. I can be anybody in the restaurant. But being a franchisor is had to step out from the restaurant a lot, and I have to learn. I have to even teach myself how to become a franchisor, because when I become a franchisor, I have to understand about my books. I have to understand about my operation. I have to understand, and I have to actually create my own system for somebody who is going to become a franchisee. So the challenge is a lot of learning curves is going on. So I have to approach to a lot of advisors. I have to approach to a lot of other franchisors, how they run their business. So I had to travel a lot. I go to a lot of seminars, events, and every time I go there, I had to bring some important piece to my franchise company. When I come back, I have a millions of plans, because you learned from everyone, you brought everything home, and you have a lot in your notebooks, but I can't really put everything in place at the same time. So I have to figure it out. What is the most important thing for me? So I pick out the most important thing, and then I have to create that plan and see that works for a couple months. So the challenging is a lot about learning and creating your own system, make it work again. So it's a lot of puzzles, but I'm still learning too.
So, what do you think a moment or an achievement that's happened with Limehouse makes you kind of the most proud of your journey so far?
I really love my customers a lot, and I really appreciate their they're supporting me every day. Without them, I won't be there. So they love my creations, so which is great. So because I like to create, and I have more creation coming up soon too.
Leaned into your product is a big part of their own life, I guess.
A lot of customers these days are start being diverse. Like everyone is willing to try now. I mean, it wasn't like that 20 years ago. 20 years ago, it's so hard to sell sushi. Everybody think sushi is raw fish. Now they have a thought for like, I would like to try one, and they are willing to try. And then the next generation is growing up, like my son generation, they'll eat anything. The really good thing is the next generation is teaching other generation, how to eat. And so everybody is willing to try anything these days. So I think I don't really have problem with that.
Okay,
Yeah.
excellent. So, what excites you the most about the work that you're doing now, or what you see as the future of Limehouse?
What excites me the most is I really want to keep moving on with Limehouse. I wanted to create more Limehouse in my hometown, Buffalo. So now our first Limehouse in Hamburg is a little over 2 years, and we're opening another one in Amherst like around June. So I like to keep moving on and healthy. By healthy, I don't want to be in a rush. So I had to wait and make sure my finance is ready and make sure my team is ready and make sure my growth is in a good timing. So that excites me the most. I like the challenge. Then so I that's why everybody told me, like, have you not busy enough yet? I was like, not yet. So I am excited to open another Limehouse, and then also at the same time, we're trying to grow our franchise company. So I see myself growing every year and in a healthy way. So I'm not going to say like I want 100 Limehouse in 5 years. I'm not going to say that. I want to have like at least 5 to 10 franchisees in a couple of years, and I want them to make money, and I want them to be successful like I am currently right now. So that's the goal.
Sounds like a bright future for Limehouse and the franchisees. I like it. What advice would you give someone who has, like, maybe a great idea? So you're now playing the role of mentor and they want to make it happen. Do you have anything from your own experience that you would say, do this, don't do this?
Well, my suggestion for anybody who wants to success is don't give up, but you don't have to show everyone your dream either. Sometimes people can always laugh at you, and you don't have to worry about that either, but you don't have to show everyone either. Just keep it to yourself and keep working hard. Consistency, that's what keep me moving. I have a lot of my downtime, down years. I keep reading books, and I don't spend a lot of time with negative people, which is very important. Sometimes you just keep one friend near you, and that friend can make your life miserable, and then you have to cut it off. You got to find another uh, supportive friends. I'm not trying to say um, don't be too negative, but try to be with someone who can support you for your decisions, for your life or career. So I think consistency and finding positive people around you and discipline yourself. I am lazy too. I'm really lazy on certain things, but I have to say myself, okay, I get to do this much of laziness, but I still have to do this much of the work I need to do. So sometimes you have to discipline yourself, even though you don't want to do it, you have to do it. So I think when I try to do a little bit of every day, what I learned is I think that I don't even want to do it. Like I don't really like books before, but I can't get away with it. It's going to come back to me. So when I do it like 10 minutes every day, I see it like it's make my life easier, and I'm not miserable as like before. So I think consistency, be positive, and have a discipline to your own life that will gonna help your goals make it faster, I guess.
Excellent. Three keys to success right there. I love it. That's very well said.
Thank you.
So, Thando, what I want to do now is just, if people want to reach out to you, if they want to go to Limehouse, if they want to talk franchises, What's the best way for them to reach you?
We have a website. The current restaurant website is limehouse-restaurant.com, and we have a franchise website as well, limehousefranchise.com, and we have a lot of information up there. They can reach out to us. There's information for phone number and email address as well.
And now with that, I always like with any interview I do, I like to ask the one last thing question. Is there anything from our conversation today that you feel like was left out? Something that you want to hit on? One last thought.
We're looking for a potential franchisee around Buffalo areas.
Are there any specific cities that you're targeting?
We're looking for Rochester, Erie, Pennsylvania, and Syracuse around the area.
Excellent. Well, if anybody is interested in talking to Thanda more about her franchisee opportunities, especially in those mentioned markets, Thanda shared her contact information. We'll make sure it's in the show notes as well. And this has been an episode about Thanda's story. We're going to talk next episode more about the business itself. So Thanda, thank you very much for being here today and filling us in on your journey.
Well, thank you so much for having me here.
And to everyone watching, thank you, and check out the next episode.